what is the latest and greatest? Hope everybody's well, feeling fantastic, in excellent spirits. Although I may not sound it, but I am in excellent spirits because I'm alive, I'm breathing. I'm here on this live stream to deliver nothing but the latest and greatest in the world of sports. And in an hour and 15 minutes is going to be the latest live podcast, which I will do more of the same and then some when it comes to all that has transpired over the last few days and what is to follow in the next few days when it comes to the toy department of life called sports. Now, I'm not in excellent spirits when it comes to not all of my sports teams, one in particular. And take a guess which that team may be. I will unpack all that. And I'm sure you heard my diatribe on bio. What is happening, my man? I'm sure you heard my diatribe on Thursday when it comes to my woebegone franchise, the New York Mets. And yeah, that's going to be the main topic of baseball, although there are other teams that are struggling too, which, Miles, what is happening? Mr. Young, Black, and Rich, good to see you. After a 6-3 start, what happened to the Astros? Which I'm sure Bio is dancing on top of that team. Can't say you could spit on their grave just yet. Yes, Young, Black, and Rich, of course. Between them, the Phillies getting swept against Atlanta. Atlanta's a 7.5 game on lead on the Mets right now. But yeah, baseball's still interesting. The Padres, I can't believe what's going on there. You said you were going to send me, MF guy. Oh, I told you to go check it out. You grew a beard. Is that right, AJ Brown? No way. Hold on. What's happening with AJ Brown? Miles, you're 14 and you grew a beard? I guess you can grow a beard at 14. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know what's it called sent me. Yeah, Val sent me Trent Williams resigning, which I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, that guy is always hurt. I get it. When he's healthy. He's 38 years of age. Oh, Adam Schefter, likely to be traded to Patriots post June 1st. Huh. Yeah, that's a good one, Bob. I'm glad I didn't even. It's funny. I was looking at stuff this morning, and that I did not see on my radar. And then now you bring that up, and yeah. Now this is in light of all the Diana Rossini with Mike Vrabel and just that scenario regarding possible rumors of AJ Brown. Yeah, that whole deal. But interesting. I know, and that's the case because the Commanders I don't trust, the Giants, and even on the Giants, that Dexter Lawrence trade, I don't know what the hell the Bengals were thinking. And listen, Dexter Lawrence is good. Is he John Randall? I mean, and I understand his numbers. Last year he didn't play well. I think he had. I know he didn't play in all the games. I believe he was hurt, but he had half a sack for an interior lineman. Which, listen, I understand he's not Jalen Carter, but yeah, that was way too much. I thought the number 10th overall. Now the Giants have the 5th and the 10th overall pick. And then I know my guy Danavis was talking about the other day where he came out and said that by the Giants making that pick, they'll likely try to interfere with what Dallas was trying to do because the rumor with Sonny Styles. And now there could be a possibility that the Cowboys may move up to Cleveland. I know Mel Kiper also posted that too, but I didn't even know it was to pick Sonny Styles. But yeah, watch him move up with Cleveland because remember, Cleveland has 2 number 1 picks and Dallas has 2 number 1 picks. So that could be interesting to see whether or not the Cowboys can leapfrog the Giants to get their guy. considering the Giants have the Giants have the 5th and the 10th. The Browns have the 6th. And Jacksonville's pick is low, 24th. And then the Cowboys have the 12th. And I know that's not probably like 20th. That's what it was. But 5th and 10th, man, that's heavy duty, though. When you have two of the top 10 first pick, two of the top 10 picks in the draft, yeah, that's really good. That's more than really good. Val, I saw your wait, let me change these comments because I know sometimes, hold on. Yeah, all messages. Make sure I got that right because I know sometimes, there we go, all messages. Yeah, thanks for Val. Thank you for sending me all that stuff. I know I got to catch up with you on that. I know the Trent Williams thing you sent this morning. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I don't want you to think that it goes unnoticed or I'm just ignoring it. It's not. Yeah, yesterday was yeah, I was at the in-laws. I was following everything, of course. But yeah, yeah, we'll talk about that, Val, in the 11 o'clock hour. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Now I got the Yankee fans, trolling the Mets, which, I hate it. But, that's all right. Let them troll. Let them troll. I don't know if you saw the video. Can I just throw this out there? There was a video in Yankee Stadium yesterday, two Yankee fans sitting in the bleachers. They had to be 20 or 21. And they're looking on their phone watching the Mets lose. And I'm like, worry about your own damn team. Seriously? I mean, karma never forgets an address. So for those who are going to troll, they're going to get it anyway. And as we all know, the Yankees, please. Before the Royals came to town, and the Royals are garbage, the Yankees should have lost 9 in a row. Because those 2 games they beat the Angels, I understand they were both walk-off, but thank you, Jordan Romano. That could have been a 9-game losing streak, which would have been fantastic. So, Trent Williams got paid. Is it too much? Yeah, he got paid. What, for 2 years, $50 million? Well, so that's the going rate. And even though he's 38 years of age and he's breaking down, but and that's the thing. If he stays healthy, 38, he doesn't have to have the best footwork because he's just so huge. But if he's going to be hurt, forget it. No, that's not a bad contract. I mean, if he can only stay healthy, if he stays healthy, he'll be fantastic. At least so you think. Bro said the D word. What D word did I say? But yeah, so I'm going to talk a little NFL. I'm going to talk about the Bengals, that trade. Listen, I know the Bengals needed a defensive lineman in the worst way, considering that Trey Hendrickson went to the Ravens. But no, they spent way too much on that. Steve Kerr, do I think he stays? The thing is, he doesn't have a contract. I think it's all up to him. I wouldn't be surprised if he steps down. Now, there have been rumors. Now I would say rumors. That's a little bit too strong. There have been, or even reports. Oh, excuse me. I was waiting for that to come out. One more time. Hold on. I had read. Excuse me. I don't know where the gas is coming from. Drews. What is happening? What's good? Listen, I'm here with you guys. That's what's good. Yeah, I think he steps down too, Bio. But what I saw, what was it the other day? Kerr. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this accurate. Yeah, I saw that Kerr. Yeah, it was going to stay in the West. It wasn't New Orleans. Damn, what was the team? Yeah, that he would actually go somewhere. Yeah, I gotta find this. Hold on. Yeah, but I think he steps down also. Clippers? No, it wasn't the Clippers. That would be something too. Thank you, Miles. I appreciate that. I have a feeling Orlando might take a shocking run to the finals. Hold that thought, Drews. I want to talk about that too. And J Rod isn't here, and he texted me last night. I was at my in-laws. Yeah, so I couldn't respond. Well, I could have responded, but I was just obviously with them, dinner, etc. But I'm trying to think of where I saw the Steve Kerr. Where was that? Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of what the source was. All right, let me go through the teams. Hold on. That is Charlotte. No, not Miami. Not Orlando. Washington. Yeah, it wasn't Memphis either. Yeah, that there was a possibility that a team. No, it wasn't the Bucks. There was a possibility that it was a team that could be interested in him. Steve Kerr. And I can't remember what the team is. It wasn't New Orleans. It wasn't Memphis. Not the Rockets. Damn it, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't. I gotta go back and see where I can find it. I should have saved it. It was my bad. Draymond Green, what's his next life's plans? I mean, basketball doesn't suit him. Yeah, I know we talked about that the other day, and I got to bring up the Draymond thing on the podcast later. So, yeah, Pistons were flat. Yeah, I went back and yeah, I went back highlights, box score. I mean, it was almost as if maybe they took Orlando for granted. And new serious. Hello to you too. Yeah, Dodgers Giants. Yeah, and the Dodgers losing 2 games in Colorado. And I don't know, man. Edwin Diaz. What about that, Bio? I'd be concerned. Yeah, they did. I mean, the Sixers are terrible, especially without Embiid. But I'd really be concerned. I know last week we talked about that, where his velocity was down. But now you got to wonder, yesterday, what happened there? He didn't record an out. How is your assistant's feeling on this on an explicit day? How explicit is it? My existence, I am great. I'm glad I'm here with you guys. If I'm here with you guys, it's always a great day. Um, yeah, I'd be really concerned. But the crazy thing is that Diaz could be out for an extended period of time. If he comes back by October, that's all I need him for. But I wonder if there's something going on with his arm though. Because if his velocity's down and then yesterday he's getting racked all over the park, watch, I wouldn't be surprised. He has a forearm strain and then it'll be, listen, I'm not wishing this on him 100%, but his line score yesterday, when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. Because somebody was on Twitter, somebody came out and said, well, Devin Williams' day doesn't look as bad as Edwin Diaz's. And I said, what? And I saw him getting pulled from the game. And I believe off the top of my head, his line score was no innings, so he didn't record any outs. He gave up, I think, 3 runs, walked the ballpark. I think he walked 4 guys. I mean, I'm watching from my UFO. Oh, no, is that right? His velocity's back up, but he couldn't get it out. Yeah, I'm more worried about how long Dave Roberts will keep Blake Trinan on the team. Oh, no. Not a fan of Trinan? Has he been bad? Your first contact with aliens. Well, New Sirius, if you could come save us, because obviously what's happening here on this planet is, do they have sports where you are? If they are, then great. And do they pay well? How about that? Yeah, Trinan. I gotta look to see what's up with him. But yeah, but he walked the ballpark. Let me see that box score. Well, it's good to know his velocity was back. Let's see. Diaz was no innings. Oh, I said he walked the ballpark. That was my bad. That may have been his previous. Yeah, 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 walk. Yeah, he didn't have it. And Trinan, yeah, 3 runs, 4 hits. Another one, he didn't record out either. Oh, what a mess. And to think, if the Dodgers lose tonight, right? The Padres will actually be tied, which I can't even believe. Look against the Dodgers, nothing. Yeah. Not as GG for you, man. GG. I don't know. JAYREELZ, your team ever going to win again? No, Val, they're going to go 7-155. Oh, what a mess. Oh my God, what a mess. Yeah, I'm gonna save my Met. And don't worry, I'm not gonna go on the Theo Epstein. I may talk about that, but so many people want so many people want Mendoza out more so than Stearns. I understand Mendoza had a went blank yesterday. Come on, Miles, you know better than that. Yeah, I tell you, Mendoza. Yeah, that was a boneheaded. I don't know what the hell he was thinking there in the bottom of the 10th, but it's not all his fault. No, I would not, Miles. What am I, a sellout? Um, yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna say I'll save it all for then. But yeah, I do want to talk about what Drews. If you're still with us, I didn't forget you. Yeah, I wouldn't be too. I wouldn't be alarmed by Detroit. I can see Detroit. They're going to be chomping at the bit. They're going to wish their game was tonight. I think that they're going to run Orlando out of the building on Wednesday. April 22nd, got a neurologist appointment, 3:30. All right. All right. Hope it goes well, Val. Yeah, I'm sure that's good for you, Val, hearing the news of Trent Williams. Yeah, I'm not worried about about the Pistons. Yeah, I think they'll rebound. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them yesterday, though. That was bad. And even to think they were trailing the whole game and they came back and tied it, what? And Kate Cunningham had a huge game, 39 points. But then after that, they made a couple of threes and they never looked back. Papa J, I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. Hello to you, too. Phoenix Suns played no heart yesterday. Oh, yeah. Now, listen, I understand the turnaround was what? They played that game. Wait, that game Friday was what? At 10? So that's what? Uh, 8 o'clock their time. And then they played, I don't know, 38, 39 hours later. But yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, the games yesterday were bad. The what's it called game wasn't too bad. Even then, I didn't think the Spurs were gonna lose that game. Yeah, Celtic game was that game was over in the first quarter. I mean, what was it to watch? Yeah, same for that OKC and Phoenix game. I mean, please, you turn that on. I think it was what 33-18 or whatever it was. I said, oh, this game's Phoenix guy has nothing in them. And then see, that's the thing with the first round of the NBA. First round of the NBA could be a snooze fest. You may get one game seven. When the NHL, Montreal wins. Boston, that's a game you're going to be sick to your stomach. How they lost that game in Buffalo, up 2-0 in the third period with about 8 minutes to go, and then they give up 4 goals, 4 unanswered, and lose. Yeah, I know Val. Bio, I know that was a close one there. I'm rooting for you guys against Colorado. Giants, do you think they are better? Uh, well, they've won a couple games here recently, did they not? Yeah, listen, the Giants have talent, but they're just yeah. I don't want to blame the manager just yet, but yeah, hopefully you can steal game two. If you do that, you'd be pretty good. The Dark Knight, no diffs. All right, Miles. I don't know what you're referring to there, but yeah, let me see. Now, other than that, well, Edmonton plays tonight. That's the one series that hasn't played just yet against Anaheim. And then, yeah, all the other series, pretty much what you expected. Well, no, Philly beat Pittsburgh, which I can't stand both teams, but I like to see the Flyers win. Oh, I know who the Dark Knight is, but I don't know why you're bringing him up, Miles. Um, yeah, Carolina shut out Ottawa, no surprise. I know Brady could chuck onto the fight in whatever, 2 minutes into the game. I know he's a rugged guy, but yeah, come on. What else? Yeah, and same thing with the Stars. I wouldn't. I'm not. If I'm a Stars fan, I wouldn't sweat that game. I know it wasn't pretty. You're down 4-0, you lose 6-1. But there's a history with the Stars, especially in the first round, which I'll talk about. Well, more so also in the second round too. I'll get into that in the podcast. Yeah, so obviously I got all the NBA, NHL, the baseball, including the Mets, Dexter Lawrence, Will Anderson signs that big deal. Highest paid non-quarterback. All right, what is it, Miles? I'm afraid, but go ahead. But yeah, lots happening, and then the draft too. I'm not going to talk about the draft. That's the thing too. Yeah, I'll talk more about the draft on Wednesday. Yeah, I'll talk more about the draft Wednesday. Wait, what is that? Oh no. Oh, jeez. What if you Google that? They could probably give you the answer to that, right? Watch this. Shout out to Mark Salmon's Google boy that I am. What is that? 14 seat. What is for man? You couldn't do this when I man. Jeez, when I went to school. Oh, hold on. 14C minus 11 plus what is that? 2C minus 8. I don't even know what the hell that is. What is that? Is that trig? Yeah, even geometry I hated in high school. I did it, didn't give it to me. Yeah, all it says was graph of 14C minus 11 plus 2.2997. Yeah, what is that, Miles? Is that That's not geometry, is it? Maybe it is. I don't even know. Probably is. Geometry 2? Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is. What class is that? You gotta fill me in on that. Dodgers lost 2 games. Do they win tonight? I'd say yes. Go on AI mode. Yeah, who's pitching tonight for the Dodgers? Wait, hold on. Wednesday. Who pitched Wednesday's game in the Mets? No, Yamamoto pitched Tuesday. Oh, Shohei. Oh, Tani's pitching tonight then. Yeah, I'd say Dodgers win tonight. Wait, is Otani going 5 days rest or 6? Bio. Because it is his turn to start if it is a 5-man rotation. But if it's a 6-man rotation, he's going to pitch tomorrow. Yeah, I know. What did he pitch? 4 2/3 yesterday, or maybe even shorter than that. Hold on. Yep, 4 2/3. 7 hits, 2 walks. Yeah, not good. Yeah, that's the one thing, man. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that Zaki. I guess it's still early, but yeah, you thought he'd be a little bit more lights out than he has been, even dating back to last year. And I understand in the playoffs he was their pseudo closer, but as a matter of fact, let me see. Their pitching matchup tonight. This will answer it. No, Justin Robleski. Yeah, and then Shohei will pitch tomorrow. Oh no, Yamamoto. Oh, wait a minute. And then it's Otani. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so they're definitely going six man. Boyle. Yeah, talking sports. Or trigonometry, I guess. I don't even know. Miles, 16C minus 19. It's about superheroes. Yeah, I don't know what the listen. That's why I was afraid when you asked what that math question was. I was going to say I have no clue. But oh, and also bio. Fill me in on this. What is the? Oh, you know what? I'll look it up. Unless you know it off the top of your head. The whole how much is transportation to SoFi for the World Cup? Well, that's limousine. Transportation to SoFi for the 2026 World Cup is most affordable via LA Metro, costing $1.75 per ride. With direct stadium buses available, private alternatives are significantly higher, with chartered buses starting around 70. Wow. And on-site parking costing 250 to 300 per match. That is just criminal. Well, it's not as criminal as what I talked about the other day with the New Jersey Transit. Why I'll never be a teacher. JAYREELZ out of your teams. Or Celtics the only one that's absolutely. That's the only one. It's the only shot I have. And when we say winning, we're talking about championship. Because that's all I care about. Can you say I just want to party with you? Miles, you're 14. If I say that, how's that gonna look on me? Even though I just said it, but you know. J Rod. Yeah, they were flat, but I'm not worried about them. I tell you, that game Wednesday night has 120-87 written all over it. Pistons. Mark it down. And that's a borderline fishing angel prediction. Yeah, please. They wish game two was tonight, the Pistons. And they're going to have to wait till Wednesday, sit on this for 3 days? Forget it. First quarter, that's going to be 34-15 right off the bat. Write it down. You saw that short New Jersey? Yeah, they were criminal. I just can't prove it was fixed. Yeah, you see, I didn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Now, if they pull that again in game two, then we got a story. But you know, yeah, I wouldn't be worried. In fact, when is that? I know it's on Wednesday, ESPN. Yeah, tonight's games are on NBC. Yeah, I love how they put the Celtic game on Peacock, by the way, and not NBC because they got to put Portland, San Antonio at 8, and Houston Lakers at 10:30. And then you have Prime Video Thursday and Friday. Yeah. Oh wait, what time is that game? Oh, 1 o'clock Saturday. Uh, 49ers, they signed a lot of listers off season. Yeah, I know. In the draft, I know I gotta get wrapped. I haven't really gotten wrapped up in the draft. Yeah, I love some of these. White Schragerfield's Jets are targeting David Bailey at number 2. Yeah, I haven't. And then to think, what if the draft is this week, so the schedule's going to come out soon. Schedule's what, May? When is the schedule? I'll say May 10th or so. When does the? I know, please. Pretty soon there's going to be mini camp. Yeah, the 12th to the 14th. And then Wednesday night in Seattle. Ay, ay, ay. Now you're good, Val. Fuqua. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't talked much about the Mets. I'll talk about them on the podcast in 43 minutes. But I'm going to talk about the NBA and NFL first. Oh, no, I'm sorry. NBA and NHL first, and then I'll get to the baseball. Mets are playing like they don't care. They get paid no matter if they win or lose. And of course, Fuqua, a.k.a. Tatsuya Mai, wrote a pen mark, Everyday Mets, Jonathan Sean Cup, Cowboy Bill, Minnesota Fats. Do a Cardinal Tate draft prediction? People say the Giants may actually draft him. Since they got the 10th pick, I don't know if he goes down to 10. Let me see. Yeah, because I haven't read any mock drafts or anything. So if I had to take a guess, let's look through the here. Raiders are picking Mendoza. The Jets, yeah, they're not picking out. They're going to pick the linebacker, probably David Bailey, and then all those Ohio State DBs are going to go. Tennessee could, they could draft. Tennessee could use a wide receiver. Giants at 5. Yeah, Tennessee. I think Jeremiah Love may go there. They say Jeremiah Love because they said they think about having a running back to go with Cam Ward, which that makes sense. Giants. Yeah, I think they pick defense with that pick, and if what's his name is there, Cardinal Tate, he's going to pick. Well, Tate could go 9 for the Chiefs, though. Think about that. Yeah, I'll say Tate goes. No, he's not going Browns, Commanders, Saints. He could go Saints too. Let me see. Let me look this up. Yeah, if Tate. Yeah, I think he's gonna be the first guy out off the. Yeah, I would say I don't know for the Giants. I don't know. You take him at 5. I go defense since you just traded Dexter Lawrence away. Yeah, I'd say you know what Philly moving up for Cardinal Tate. Well, how far up they're going to go? And you know they're picking in the. So I'm getting a text there. Um, Wait, let me go Eagles. Hold on a second. What are the Eagles drafting? 23rd. Yeah, he's not gonna. I mean, if they're gonna move up, I think they have to trade a lot. And then who do they move up to? Um, moving to 8, and 8 is where? That's Saints. Well, yeah, that makes sense because obviously at 9, you would think that the Chiefs are probably going to take him. Who's to the Rams pick at 13? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. That actually went fast. I think Lions drafted an offensive tackle, as they should. Yeah, and I saw that also because they'll put Penei Sewell back at right tackle. Yeah, maybe I'll pull up one of these mock drafts. Who should the Rams picks at 13? I would go O lineman also. Yeah, because your defense is pretty much set, unless you want to get more depth. But I would go O line, considering what Hammerstein retired, um, and you want to protect Stafford at all costs. That's where I would go. Yeah, let me see these mock drafts. Let me go Kuiper. Mel Kiper. There we go. Can I even read this? Because ESPN, you got to pay for this. All right, who does he have? All right, David Bailey. Oh, he has love going to Titans. Caleb Downs. Oh, yeah, it's Cardinal take one of the Commanders. I wouldn't do that. Ruben Bain, Jordan Tyson. Yeah, that's the other wide receiver. He has them picking Mekhi Lemon. Another wide receiver? Why would he do that? Yeah, I would go O lineman. Without question. How long of a losing streak does the Mets need in order to fire Mendoza? Well, here's the thing, Fuqua. That's a good one. They can win 2 out of 3 against the Twins, which I don't know. Do I see it happening? Well, I guess Nolan McLean's pitches tomorrow. If they get embarrassed by the Rockies this coming weekend, then he gets fired. And they're on a 9-game homestand, by the way. Rockies coming in this weekend. And when I say embarrassed, they're not going to lose like 13-4, but they are the Mets. If they can't score a run against the Rocky pitching, and let's say they lose 2 out of 3, then they lose like 4-1. Maybe they win a game 3-2, and then they lose like another 5-1 game. He may get pulled. I can see that. Yeah, Puka with that nonsense. No, I can see. Yeah, you're right about that bio. I don't know. I would just think that if Stafford's coming back, well, if he is coming back, and you want him upright, because defensively, we know what they've done defensively between getting Trent McDuffie and re-signing a couple of guys that you already had there, on top of having Kobe Turner, and I mean, please, their defense I think is set. So yeah, all right, I can see receiver. I just think more offensive line, but because of what you stated there, I can see that. I just don't know how good it is. I haven't watched any USC games to know. Mekhi Lemon, 5'11", 195. And obviously that's right in your backyard, even though I know you're UCLA. But yeah, I would say that Colorado series, Fuqua, that's going to be it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know. I think about the one kid who fumbled. What was his name? White, I think it was. He had to fumble and he muffed one and then he fumbled the other. Now, if that's the case, if we could return kicks too, I would definitely go that way too. Oh, Xavier Smith. Why did I say White? You know what? I think on the podcast I mentioned Xavier White and it was Smith. Thank you. Go on, bio. Yeah, bad job by me. Xavier Smith. I won't forget that name now. I said White. Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens here at Fuqua. But to me, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's David Stearns. He's got to go. We don't forget that name. I hear you. Yeah, that was a huge turnover. Um, Stearns got to go. He's got to go. That's it. And there was actually people being apologists. I don't know if are you on Twitter, Fuqua? I'm not much of a Twitter guy to be honest, but I'll go there from time to time, and I'll post a podcast there. You know who KFC Barstool is a huge Met fan. He even came out and said that, hey, listen, I can't put it all on Stearns. I'm like, yes, you can put it all on Stearns. Aaron Rodgers, will he stay Steelers quarterback or retire? I know. I hate to even answer that question. I think he's going to come back. I don't know why the Steelers, they didn't make any moves. Yeah, I think he's coming back. And if he retires, then it serves the Steelers right for not trying to get another quarterback. Not that there were a lot out there. I mean, are you going to, the Malik Willises of the world? And no. Miles, what sports do you guys mainly talk about? We talk about everything. I mean, right now we're talking football, but I can talk baseball, basketball, hockey. I talked last Monday was the Masters, golf. Miles, I got you covered. We talk about it all. This isn't just, NFL. No. Everything. Uh, Wait, what was I saying? I know what the. Oh, Stearns. Yeah. No, I don't talk WWE. In fact, when I was on the live a couple days ago, I was talking WWE. Yeah, no, Stearns he's a major disappointment. I'm sorry. Because let's be honest, Juan Soto, that was more on the owner. That wasn't on Stearns. And I hate to say this, Steve Cohen is a fraud because, and I'm not even going to go by the whole, we're going to win a World Series in 5 years, and now this is year 6. But if Stearns didn't want Alonso, I understand he's not having a rip roaring year down in Baltimore, but he could have stepped in and be like, no, we're signing him. And he didn't do that. So he gets blame also. But Fuqua, how about Theo Epstein? That's the only guy. That's it. Yeah, you could get somebody from the Dodgers. You could get somebody from Tampa. You could get somebody from the Astros. There's one guy and one guy only. Theo Epstein. In fact, I need to say it this way. Ready? Yes, I'm glad I got it. There's one guy and one guy only. And I'm going to call him this until he either says no. And I know people were getting in my, yeah, because the reason why he didn't come to New York is because he wanted part of the team, which I believe that report is true. But if you're Steve Cohen, you say, you can't have part of the team, but I'm giving you a Godfather offer. 3 years, $60 million. And I know that's going to be mind blowing. And it's not my money. But guess what? 3 years, he could turn. How about 4? How about 3 with an option for 4? What is Theo Epstein going to do then? He's going to turn that down? And if I'm Steve Cohen, how about 25 million? I get 30. It's preposterous. I get it. But guess what? 86 years, the Red Sox fans suffered. What happened? 04. 108 years, the Cub fans suffered. What happened? They won. End of story. Adam Ottavino from the beginning of the season said Mendoza on the Mets is not a good manager. Yeah, I'm not in love with him either, though. I gotta admit, I'm not in love with Mendoza either. Bro, what's your thumbnail in the podcast live? Yeah, it's just a picture of me. It's, looking about to poop. Oh, I don't know about that one. Oh, you mean the one that with the Mets? Because I'm like this? All right, Miles. You can say that. I'll let you slide with that one. Here, Bio, I got one for you. You ready for this? By the way, cheers, water. Yeah, well, the Mets are making me feel like I need to poop. So yesterday in the game, 10th inning, obviously the ghost runner. Kimbrel throws a wild pitch. Runner goes to third on a strikeout. Was it a strikeout? Hold on, let me double check that. No, it wasn't a strikeout. My bad. But runner goes to third on a wild pitch. Nico Horner comes up. 1 out. And you have a guy on deck, Michael Busch, who's batting 160. I believe it was 0 for 4 in the game. And instead of walking Horner to set yourself up for a double play, what happens? Fly ball to right, game over. And what Mendoza said there in the post game, which was, I couldn't believe what he said. But when asked, oh, did you think about walking Horner to pitch to Busch? And he said, yeah, we thought about that, but we just didn't want Horner then stealing and taking second because generally that's what they do. That run means nothing. Who cares about that run? The runner on third is the game, not the runner on second if Horner got on first. I couldn't believe he explained it that way. And I'll talk a little bit on the podcast. But Bio, your thoughts? Yeah, but he would have gone to second. But Fuqua, that run means zero. It means nothing. Nothing. So if you would have stole second, all right, fine. You pitched to Busch. He's batting 160. He was 0 for 4 in the game. I know that for sure. Let me double check that. Schedule games. Michael Busch. Here we go. Michael Busch, his stat line for the day, 0 for 4, and he's batting 164. All right, so you throw over once, fine. If he steals second, let him steal second. Pitch to Busch. Play it infield at halfway, or maybe in on the corners. That's it. Conforto revenge game. I know, and then of course it was Kimbrel. I can't kill Kimbrel for that. I mean, I can't believe I was 2 when you started YouTube. Yeah, exactly, Bio. I mean, how is he even thinking that? Like, oh, then he's going to take second and it takes out. What? That run means nothing. Yeah, and the Mets did Buck wrong. Showalter. See, here's the thing. When people ask me, oh, Mendoza gets fired, who do I want as the manager? I know who I would want as the manager, but there's no way in hell. And this is for you, Fuqua. You ready for this? See, when people ask me, just like with Tomlin, oh, I want Tomlin fired, I want him fired. All right, well, who do you want to replace him? I don't know, I just want him out. Or they gave me the names. Oh, I want prior to Mike McCarthy. And I was like, nah. Or they came out with Jesse Minter. Or I came out with Brian Flores, as you guys know. But then they came out with a few others. I was like, nah, no thanks. I don't have a manager. I do have one in mind that I would love that if he was on the Mets, and again, Fuqua, your thoughts. You want the Mets to get in line? Wally Backman's your guy. But I understand. his checkered past, alleged stuff, all that. JD Martinez. I mean, is he? Bring back Carlos Beltran if that's the case. Yeah, I don't know. Does he want to be a manager? Yeah, to me, Wally Backman's the guy. 86 Met, takes no BS. Players will hate him, and I'm sure that message will get tired, but that'd be my guy. But the thing is, I have a GM. I want David Stearns out. Who's the GM? I got the guy. That's it. End of story. I don't want some 35-year-old GM or GM to be that's from Tampa, from the Dodgers. I don't know. Over. No. Theo Epstein. That's it. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a role with the Charles team. Yeah, no, that I saw. What was it, about a week or so ago that he signed? But yeah, does he want to be a manager? I don't know. But like I said, if that's the case, then bring Beltran back. And when I say back, because he was hired to be the Met manager and then got fired. We all know that story. Yeah, and I haven't heard anybody else. It's so funny. When I came out with that last week, and I tried to make it like, oh, like it was a surprise, and it wasn't. But nobody's even brought that up. Nobody's even brought Theo Epstein. And I get it that even going back a few years that he wanted part of the team and all that. But no, now it's like you can't get part of the team, but I'm paying you X amount of money. Whomever's the top GM in the sport right now is getting paid, you're getting paid double that. I'll give you 4 years to get me a championship. That's it. And let's see. Theo Nathaniel Epstein. That's what I'm calling him from now until. And that's not to say he's coming. I have no intel. I have none of that. But that's the guy. That is it. End of story. Ugh, just aggravating. So yeah, so that's what I got. So yeah, it's gonna be jam packed. It's gonna be a lot of fun with the pod, the baseball. Oh, the Mets are just. I mean, they're the bane of my existence. They really are. I don't know. There's no. I have no words. Fuqua, I'm still waiting for your response on Theo Epstein or Theo Nathaniel Epstein. I'm sure you're not gonna like it. Hang on. All right. Wait, why isn't that? All right. Yeah, so that's what I got. That's what's happening. Yeah, and I'll get to Lindor's comments too during the podcast, Fuqua. Because I'm going the other way with his comments. There's people killing Lindor. Oh, how could you say that? Blah, blah, blah. He sounds like a man defeated. And I even have Yankee fans. You ready for this? I mean, Yankee fans say, hey, if you don't want him, I'll take him. Like the Mets are not going to trade Lindor to your team. You make it sound like, oh, like this is fantasy baseball. The Yankee fans are hot stuff. And listen, I don't troll. You know me. I only troll them once a year. Knock on wood, where they make the final out. Well, they don't record the final out of the year. They do that. Forget about it. But when they make an out prior to them winning a World Series, but yeah, these Yankee fans are going to make me they're going to make me want to troll them. Those Yankee fans at the game watching the Mets lose, and they give me a break. I don't know about the OFC, and he seems. Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. Yeah, maybe 10 years, but he's young enough. That's why he's been in this. Listen, if we're talking Sandy Alderson, the game's passed him by. Theo Epstein, I don't think so. And I like Sandy Alderson. I did. He brought in, now reluctantly, he brought in Yoenis Cespedes. Well, he made those, Jose Uribe and Kelly Johnson when they went to the World Series that year. But yeah, no, I think Dio. Oh, you mean Brandon Aubrey? Yeah, I would think the Cowboys would. Yeah, I say yes, Val. Um, yeah, and I guess Theo maybe he wants to own a team or he wants to get part ownership or something. Because I mean, think about this. If Theo Epstein comes here, is a GM for it's not gonna be this year, but let's say this offseason. You never know. Stearns could get fired. And Steve Cohen, I get it. If you listen to the old saying, if you listen to the fans, you're gonna end up sitting with them. But I mean, David Stearns, and I got into this with my father-in-law last night. He goes, "Oh, it's all on the manager." I said, "Listen, he's to blame, but this team was constructed by a guy who was in over his head. I don't care if he lived 5 seconds from Shea Stadium back in the day, which he did, and was a Met fan, but he has no. Take his ass back to Milwaukee. This guy run prevention. I'm not signing Alonso because of this, but no, we're going to bring in Jorge Polanco. And then Brett Beatty at first base against the Cubs on Friday. Well, how did that go? Booting balls all over the place. Brett Beatty's the third baseman by trade. He's been played first base, played right field. For that, he should have kept Jeff McNeil. I mean, and listen, Bo Bichette's actually played pretty good third base. Now I give him. But it's a matter of time before he has a big earn a big game. I hate to say it, but it's true. Ah. I never thought I just here it's April 20th. And oh, anyway. I'll save everything for the next hour. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off in a couple minutes just so I could get ready. I wish I could do the whole podcast on the Mets. I tell you, that's how just I mean, and I'm gonna mention the Colorado thing about Mendoza, what I talked about here, because I haven't really thought about that, like when he's gonna get fired. Who knows? If they get embarrassed by the Twins, it's possible he can get fired before Friday. You know why? Because remember they're going to bring him as a manager. Think about this. I just popped in my head. Now, if they get swept by the Twins, forget it. If they lose 2 out of 3, but in that 2 out of 3, like the Mets barely they win 3-2 in one of the games, and then they lose 8-1 and 5-0. And yeah, firing the hitting coaches as I talked about, if not Thursday, I think it was Thursday. I said that's not going to do anything. So my thing is that they're going to want to hire a new manager, whomever that may be, to manage the Rockies because they're playing the Rockies. And you would think that those are automatic wins, but again, they are the Mets. That's going to be my prediction. I mean, if they win 2 out of 3, that's not going to happen. But if they lose 2 and that game tomorrow night, oh my goodness. Mets better win. And with Nolan McLean pitching, Mets better win rocking chair. And for them, it would be an outburst. Like 6-1. They need 3 in the first. McLean goes 6 innings, not give up a run, win 6-2, 6-1, 6-2, and that's it. They could have signed Tucker, Sugar, yeah. Well, they attempted to get Tucker, but we saw how that happened. Diaz, because Devin Williams yesterday, Framber Valdez. Oh my God. Yeah, did the Cowboys make any moves this offseason? Well, besides the coaching staff, what, Christian Parker? Yeah, did they sign any free agents? I don't even know. Yeah, I can't recall off the top of my head. That's what I meant, Brandon. Sorry, right? Oh, that's fine, Val. You're all good. You're gay, but happy about this sign. Yeah, as you should, Val. Christian Kirk, and yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to sign off here. Hopefully, I'll see you all in, excuse me, 14 minutes. I will unpack it all then, give you my breakdown, the whole nine. Yeah, I still got the Mets on the brain. I'm just beside myself. The Mets said nobody's getting 3 years or more from them, so they waited for Tucker to fall into their lap. Yeah, they want to pay him 4 years. Remember, it was supposed to be 55 per year, so what was that, 220 million? And the Dodgers said, how about 60? And that was it. And I don't think the Mets were going to defer any money, where for Tucker, they defer money. And I believe Tucker has an opt out after year 2. I believe. And I'm glad the Mets didn't get Tucker. The Mets didn't, I mean, come on. How about this? And we talked about this on Saturday. Fuqua, how would you like? Remember, we needed a first baseman, right? Since Alonso left, and we signed Jorge Polanco. How would Munetaka Murakami look in that lineup right now? Hey, that would have been fine. No, now who knows? He probably would be batting 210 with maybe 2 home runs, because again, he'd be wearing the blue and orange. But and David Stearns could have gone that route. Did not. This is why, again, Stearns. Yeah, because he'd be the highest paid kicker, Val. And I'm sure they want to allocate that money towards other players. But I would sign him. I mean, that guy's a weapon. The guy can hit 60-yard field goals in his sleep. Oh my goodness gracious! You know, people have said to me too in the past, "Why don't you just do a Met podcast?" Why? But you know what? It'd be real though. Yeah, because a lot of these Met podcasts, I haven't heard a lot of them, so I can't even go there. But a lot of them, they'd be more. I don't know how passionate. Maybe I should start listening to some. We don't have the Mets pod. Is one. Yeah, but watch it be all fluff and like, oh, hey, oh, another bad job. No, no, no. Oh, they're that bad, Fuqua? Which one do you listen to? Yeah. Well, and listen, my Met podcast, when I talk about the Mets, it's pretty much a funeral too. So you know what? Mine's probably not that far behind. Oh, what a mess. Anyway. Um, so yeah. In 11 minutes, I will see you guys and gals. Just in case, Fishing Angel, of course, Val. I am pumped up and ready for it. Even though I sound dejected and my sports, although I should be happy, Celtics, I get it. But it's one down and God willing, 15 more to go. And I'm not going to get geeked up over a win against the Sixers without Embiid. Get me to a conference final first, and then we'll talk. Get me past if we do play the Knicks. Oh, and I'm going to be. Oh, one other thing too, before I sign off. Yeah, hang on tight. All right, I need your thoughts. I need some feedback here, real quick, before I sign off. All right, now you see this here? You're probably thinking, what the hell is that, JAYREELZ? Is that black lipstick? It is not. And I know they got some toxic stuff in here. Yeah, beeswax, some stuff. That's probably. This is eye black. Baseball, eye black. I've had this when I've gone running, when I did races and stuff, especially early mornings. Just a thought. I'm thinking on those days when I'm furious, angry, where you know it's gonna be a spirited podcast. Like the one I thought on Thursday was pretty spirited. I'm thinking about putting eye black on. And when you see the eye black on, that's when you know it's gonna be serious. What do you think about that? I'm not gonna do that today because it's just the Mets. I can see if the Celtics lost yesterday and then the Mets, and I'd say with the Yankee fans, then I probably put the eye black on. But that is just the indicator to show that, I really mean business. I listen to one Mets podcast, Anthony Rivera, Subway to Shea. Oh, I got to check that out then. I appreciate that, Fuqua. I'll check that out. Matter of fact, I'm going to look him up. Now, do you listen to him or do you watch him on YouTube? I see he's on YouTube also. Oh, it looks like he does one a week. Oh, he's got one tonight. Oh, I got to get on his radar, man. Listen. Yeah, I'm going to get on his radar. I got to get on his show. I'm going to tell him, I said, listen, man, I said, you may not know me from a hole in the wall, whatever, but I am a kook Met fan. If you want in-depth, none of this fluff, and I'm sure it's pretty good. I'm going to listen to this, though. Thank you for that, Fuqua. I appreciate you. You know that. And I appreciate everybody. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. 8 minutes. You know me. I can keep battling. See you in a few. It's going to be good. On and popping. You already know. And look forward to seeing you and getting to your comments at the 12 o'clock hour. So until then, everybody, thanks for signing on now.